What I'm about to share could very well be the moment many investors have been waiting for. The latest developments surrounding the Iraqi dinar are not just routine updates. They signal a potential turning point in Iraq's economic journey. A significant announcement has just emerged from the Central Bank of Iraq, shaking up the financial atmosphere in the country and capturing the attention of global currency watchers. This isn't about incremental progress. The central bank isn't taking baby steps anymore. They are sprinting toward a major shift. What's unfolding now appears to align closely with U.S. expectations and an international agenda for transparency, financial sovereignty, and reform. So take a moment, grab your coffee or tea, and let's take a deeper look into this rapid monetary transformation that's playing out in real time. In a televised announcement from the Central Bank of Iraq, a key figure, possibly someone in leadership, spoke directly to the nation. His words were unambiguous. He declared that the decline of the U.S. dollar within Iraq's economy was no accident. It was purposeful. According to him, the exchange rate is being brought down by design, timely, strategic, and calculated. This wasn't framed as speculation or economic coincidence. It was presented as part of a broader, well-thought-out plan to elevate the Iraqi dinar. He emphasized that the central bank's steps were part of an orchestrated mechanism designed to restore and reinforce the strength of Iraq's national currency. The reduction of U.S. dollar usage in domestic transactions is just one component of a much bigger strategy, one aimed at re-establishing the dinar as the country's primary and trusted medium of exchange. The larger goal is clear: eliminate foreign currency dependency, stabilize the economy, and pave the way for a stronger, more empowered Iraq. This strategic currency shift sets the stage for a potentially massive announcement: a new exchange rate, one that significantly increases the purchasing power of the Iraqi people. For anyone who has doubted whether this journey of reform was real or simply political theater, this should serve as a wake-up call. What we are seeing now is deliberate and deeply coordinated. One of the most ambitious parts of this transformation is Iraq's reported target, a 1-to-1 exchange rate with the U.S. dollar. Yes, a 1 ratio between the Iraqi dinar and the U.S. dollar. This would have seemed far-fetched just a few years ago, but now all indicators suggest it could happen much sooner than expected. Let's explore some of the supporting intel from respected voices in the space. Frank, 26, a longtime follower of the dinar and Iraqi economic developments, recently confirmed a boots-on-the-ground report from his sources. According to him, the CBI governor appeared on television 4 separate times in one day. That kind of media presence is far from typical. It signals urgency and an aggressive push to communicate reform progress to the public. Another prominent voice, Alex, pointed out that the CBI is actively reviewing the long-awaited deletion of the Zeros project. Even more compelling was the statement that Iraq faces no current restrictions or outstanding financial balances with the United States. In plain terms, that means they are ready. This isn't just a hopeful declaration, it's a marker of Article 8 readiness. For those unfamiliar, Article 8 of the IMF's charter allows for international currency convertibility, the removal of restrictions on foreign exchange, and a commitment to monetary transparency. In other words, this is a big deal. Iraq is broadcasting to the world that it's prepared to open its currency to the global market. Adding to this momentum, Sandy Ingram recently reported a major shakeup inside the Central Bank of Iraq. Prime Minister Soudani, working alongside the high-level committee overseeing financial reform, has restructured the CBI's board of directors. Why? Because certain members were allegedly slowing the pace of change. With those roadblocks removed, Soudani has made it clear: Iraq must move quickly and meet international standards, specifically those expected by the U.S. Treasury and global financial institutions. This lines up with previous intel shared by Walking Stick, who reminded us that similar reform announcements were attempted 2 years ago but lacked follow-through. Back then, the central bank wasn't ready. Today, the picture is different. The reforms are secured. The monetary system has been cleaned, particularly in regard to anti-terror financing compliance. The CTF protocols have broken the corrupt auction system that was once a breeding ground for political interference and currency manipulation. For years, Iran-backed actors reportedly used Iraq's currency auction system to siphon money out of the country and distort exchange rates. That system has now been dismantled. The auctions are under strict surveillance, thoroughly audited, and more importantly, are becoming irrelevant in Iraq's new financial landscape. Meanwhile, Militiaman highlighted a bold and very specific statement made by the United Nations. This wasn't vague diplomatic encouragement. It was clear and documented support for Iraq's economic transformation. The UN noted that this transformation is expected not in months or years, but in the coming days. That's a direct and time-sensitive signal. Guru Pimpi also weighed in, citing a newly published article titled, UN, Iraq will become an internal and external banking force. According to the article, Iraq is on track to regain its financial status and become a dominant player in both regional and global markets. For many investors, this could be the milestone that finally pushes the dinar into active trading on Forex platforms. And the Forex market seems to be responding. Platforms are beginning to position the IQD more favorably. This is no longer just talk. What used to be pure speculation is slowly turning into reality. And interestingly, we're seeing a parallel trend with the Vietnamese dong. As Vietnam emerges as a global manufacturing hub, especially with companies shifting supply chains away from China, foreign investment is pouring in. This surge in capital has caused demand for the dong to rise rapidly. It's now viewed not just as a safe haven currency, but as a smart long-term investment. This brings us to a broader geopolitical theme, one where currency reform is no longer optional, especially for countries that want strong economic relations with the United States. Former President Donald Trump has long made it clear, any country doing business with the U.S. must maintain fair currency practices. That means no more artificial devaluation to boost exports. Iraq and Vietnam both understand this, and that's why we're witnessing sweeping reforms. For Iraq, this means it can no longer afford to undervalue its currency. Doing so would risk sanctions, tariffs, or restricted access to U.S. markets. Instead, the nation is choosing transparency, strengthening its monetary system and embracing fair valuation. The same goes for Vietnam. So now let's bring this full circle. What does this mean for you, the everyday investor watching from the sidelines? This isn't hype. These aren't unconfirmed rumors or speculative theories. These are deliberate, verified steps being taken by Iraq's leadership and its central bank. We're seeing real-time structural changes, the reorganization of the CBI board, a public push for Article 8 compliance, the dismantling of auction corruption, and clear alignment with international monetary standards. If you've been holding dinar or considering entering the foreign currency market, now is the time to stay alert. Watch Forex rates, follow the reforms, consult with professionals. This moment could represent not just a rate adjustment, but a full economic transformation. And that's the kind of opportunity that doesn't come around often. Before I close, let me ask you, are you prepared for the shift? Are you ready for the potential revaluation of not just one, but two global currencies, the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong? We are no longer in the speculation stage. We are entering the activation stage, the stage where policy becomes pricing, where reform translates to real-world purchasing power. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you noticed these changes? Do you believe the 1-1 exchange rate is around the corner? And what are you doing to get ready? If you found this helpful, give the video a like, subscribe for more updates, and share it with others who need to know what's unfolding behind the headlines. I'm Ali, and you've been watching Iraqi Dinar Updates. Stay sharp, stay ready, because history is unfolding, and this time, you're not just observing it. You're part of it. Until next time, take care and stay informed.